Some party people, how's everybody doing? I'm hoping everybody's having a beautiful day. It wasn't supposed to go that long. There's a loop button. Yeah, now I got to unpress it. So that's what happened. Let me move this open right here so I can look right at the cameras like that. Okay. How's everybody doing today? I'm hoping everybody's having a beautiful day. I'm feeling so blessed. I'm hoping everybody else is feeling blessed today. I hope that everybody else definitely had a blessed day, had a completely blessed day today. Shout out to the Most High. More praise to the Most High. With that being said, we're going to have a conversation today. Earlier, we were speaking about the situation involving Young Thug and the witness that had taken the stand. I had somebody that was supposed to maybe come up here herself because she wanted to speak on this. Her name was the Zixa. If she pulls up into the chat, then we'll invite her up here. Also, if anybody else want to actually have a conversation about this, I guess I'll put the for people to come up here. I know people are scared to talk to me because they'll be like, Jack Prince is gonna like people feel like I'm gonna make jokes and shit, I'm gonna make fun of them. I'm gonna try my hardest to not make any jokes about anything that I might think is, because not everything is foolish. Sometimes I might just think that, but it might not be. Everything might be perfect. It might be just fine, but I might think it is because just like you might sometimes think things are foolish that isn't. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. With that being said, we're gonna have the conversation. I believe his name is I've seen people in the chat calling him Talk. It's Tick, although correct. Anyway, Trontavious Stephens, the PH Stevens. Thank you. We forgetting to put the mic over here. Shout out to BW. We got Brandon Washington in the house. Salute to the brother. He says mic check, all of the things. So I just want to be clear. We're gonna have a conversation about that. We're gonna see where it goes. And also, just so we could be clear about that particular situation with that dude. He did take the stand. Let me turn my TV off. He did take the stand and he said some things, but I want to speak about something specifically, something that I found particularly interesting, and that is especially initially during the testimony that he was given during his when the prosecution was speaking to him. A lot of the things in which he was saying, I seen people making videos basically alluding to what they believe that he was actually helping Thug. They were like, oh, he's saying the things. It sounds like he's helping him more than he's hurting him over the years. Is he really snitching? And I thought it was pretty interesting that they asked him, because what I need for you to understand is obviously one side is always trying to allude that the other side is lying. That's basically, the main thing is one side is saying one thing and they're not saying what we're saying, they're saying different. So both sides are always trying to find a way to convey to the jury that you can't trust those guys. Those guys, they full of all of the lies. So the fact that this first witness, this looked like the prosecution paid so much attention to trying to assert that he's not snitching, he's just telling the truth. So now every time somebody says snitching, every time the jury hears snitching, they're going to feel the person is being honest. And why this is dangerous is because somebody could just come out and just be lying. They can say something that's just a lie. And, sometimes people call people snitches just because they're taking a stand or just because they're talking. But if they're not telling the truth, then they're not snitching. They can't be snitching if they're lying, can they? If somebody takes the stand and they're saying something that's not true, they're saying lies, it can't be a snitch. So this is why the words that people choose to use and how you choose to condemn individuals say a lot. I've been telling people for years to stop using that term snitch. Everybody forgot when people started when people was listening to me. Remember, let's stop for a second. I want to explain something. Remember when the Tekashi situation was happening? It was big business. BBN was doing it big. We had that shit in the headlock. Remember, that was around the time that people stopped saying snitching and started just simply saying lying. You do know where they all got that from, right? You do know where they all got that from? Because people kept saying snitching. And I was trying to allude they're hurting themselves by calling Tekashi a snitch. Because if they need him to be a liar. They need for the jury to not believe the things that he's saying. If you're calling him a snitch, you're saying that he's getting on the stand and telling the truth. Anyway, for everybody that don't remember, the videos are still up, by the way. You could probably go into almost any video that revolves around testimony and the Treyway case. Any of the videos, because we was covering it in court on a daily basis. So any of the videos that revolve around testimony and the Treyway case. Okay, I do not know Denmark. I don't necessarily know you, my brother. I don't know you, and you've never commented over here. I am not letting you up here, my brother. I could just assume that this is going to be complete insanity. Sorry about that. Wait, hold on. Denmark is probably on the other. I tell you what, Denmark, comment in the comment section so I could go look at your page real quick. You here, right? Comment in the comment section. So we can have somebody go look at your page real quick. I want to apologize about that, but we have weirdos that follow us around and pay people to just, I don't know, just do weirdo shit. I don't know what to tell you, fam. Oh, this is the perfect time to say this. So, Denmark, so you can understand my situation. So, I got people following me around. I'm show you some pictures. I got some new pictures of some people today. I'm going to not show y'all them yet. I'm going to see how much more often these particular people follow me around before I show y'all these people pictures. But because I don't know if Shorty was trying to pick me up and date me, or if they just, because I don't know. It was some chicks, but I don't know if the girl's trying to pick me up or some shit. She's not my type at all. So she could be just trying to pick me up. I don't know. I have not the slightest idea, but 100% not my type. Anyway, so I got this guy following me around, trying to start a fight with me because somebody is paying this guy to come get hurt so they could call the cops on me. And this is not cap for anybody that thinks that this shit is crazy. I just want to mention this real quick because they actually spoke on another person's page talking about how they're sending people, or basically talking about the situation. So they literally went to somebody else's page talking about the shit. So these niggas, they know that they can do whatever they want to do and shit, and people just help them do evil. So people been helping these motherfuckers do evil for so long, they so blatant with it. Just they don't care. Who knows? People just help them do evil. So it is what it is. Anyway, we're gonna get off of that. So I think it hurts Young Thug, and it's hurt all of them whenever anybody that gets up on the stand is called a snitch, because right now they've conveyed to the jury that if you're a snitch, you're telling the truth, and those guys, they're dishonest. That's why they're not telling the truth, because they're not snitching. We snitching over here, telling all of the truths, and that's basically what they come in. So I thought that was interesting. Don't know where they're gonna go from here, obviously. I think a big issue and a big problem, and then I'm going to talk about what the defense did. But I think a big issue and a big problem that the defense is going to engage in this is because they didn't, when they had their turn to speak, they didn't shoot at that. You understand what I'm saying? Like they needed to shoot that down. They didn't. Okay, so this is what you do. So basically, it starts like this: you're the defense team. These guys call whoever you are. You're the other guys, it's their turn to call witnesses, whoever side you on. So these guys are calling in witnesses. There's a witness that you already know which witnesses are being called because there's a list. So now you already know what questions you want to ask this guy, so or that girl, whoever the heck it is. So y'all got y'all list. Y'all got the people. Tyler, the Creator, was arrested. So y'all got the people. The list or whatever the saying is, you got all your questions that you want to ask, you know where you want to go, you know what you're trying to do. But the thing is, when they're asking this person the questions, The number one thing you're supposed to be doing is looking for flaws in whatever they're saying, so you could immediately, before you even go into whatever you want to go into, so you can go and immediately, while it's still fresh in the brains of the jury, attack whatever the hell them niggas just said. That's what you're supposed to do. So the fact that the defense team let certain things go and didn't immediately attack certain things before they went on with whatever they was trying to do, I thought that they missed an opportunity, because at the end of the day, and it really messed him up when he said basically that, you know, he was the gang member guy, and he said those guys, they're part of the gang, and they were basically alluding to the fact that they were part of the gang before the music side even was created. So the fact that there's a YSL music, it doesn't matter. It's inconsequential, because he's saying that the gang existed first. Hell, I was there when they decided what to call the music side of what was going on. I was there when they decided what they were going to call. I was there when that determination. So just clear, at first, those guys was part of it. Every emphasis on the side of everything. Now, attributed to the gang. They were a gang before they were a music entity. And when they moved and turned over into a music entity, they still had dealings with gang members and dealing with street activity. And that's basically what the prosecution is trying to say in any regard. I think they needed to be strong on. I think they should have jumped out there. You got to jump out the window sometime. The jury don't know. The jury is with whatever the jury is with, fam. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so the defense comes up, and the defense, I guess they wanted to change the focus of the jury. That's what I'm guessing they was trying to do. Like, yo, we're going to change the focus of the jury. We're going to get them focusing on something else. So the thing they did do was pretty interesting, and it's going to pay dividends later, because what I'm assuming they're trying to do is there's situations where the prosecution is going to say, the government is going to come out and say, Young Thug put money on somebody's head, and what does that mean? And then they're going to ask somebody, and they're going to say, well, that means that, you know, if you take that person's life, then you get paid. So what they tried to do is set up an alternative theory of what putting money on somebody's head mean. So they used a particular situation, and they used the academic's tweet. So I want to say something, but I'm not. Anyway, they used the academic's tweet. I want to say something, but I'm not. But the person that knows should know what I want to say, and they should receive the information in a positive light. All right. So anyway, so I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. Anyway, so academics post on Instagram, I'm guessing Instagram, and basically it alluded to Young Thug speaking about 24 mil on a dude's head. But in that particular instance, he was talking about Little Uzi Vert, because Little Uzi Vert had just put that gym or whatever the hell we did right over the top of the pineal gland. Well, I don't know what's going on with that guy. So he put it right. he put it right here. Right. So right over. Anyway. So that's what he was talking about. So what they're going to try to say is in the future, and this is why I'm saying it was very important. Some of the things that the prosecution said or set up that they didn't go attack, because in the future, what they're going to try to do, I believe, is later on down the line when it comes up that Young Thug said he put money on somebody's head, they're going to say, well, remember that other time that he wasn't even talking about that. He was talking about something different. So, you know, these guys are, I'm not saying that term doesn't also mean that thing also in different circles, but in this moment, in this particular instance, we're a music entity over here. You know, those guys, they're gang guys. We're not gang guys anymore. So if they hear us say that, then it makes sense that that's what they think we're talking about. But we're music guys over here. So that terminology just means something different. It just meant, you know, It just meant something different. But we can understand where there could be the misunderstanding because it makes sense. It's plausible because they're gangsters. And get that's the term gangsters use. We're music guys. So, you know, that term means something else over here. Should be that simple. It should just be that simple. Any comments on this? Put it in the chat. See how they tried. I think they tried to send somebody up here to talk crazy. It was like, yo, go up there. Yo, what? You gonna go up there. Frost ain't gonna know. He don't know you. Go up there. You're gonna go talk to him. Ah, shoot. I did say call in on the other page. Let me go and see if anybody. But if they was commenting on the other page, I should be able to see it, right? I should be able to see it. If they was commenting on the other page. That needs to be crazy. Because I'm curious. In any regard. So I think that that's going to pay dividends later for Thug's side. The fact that they're going to be able to say that, you know, it's terminology, fam. You know what I'm saying? You arguing over semantics. You know what I'm saying? Like, basically, that's what we arguing over. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I'm not saying in your circle that that's not what it means. I'm just saying in this instance, that's not what the intended purpose was. And because you guys are complete gangsters, like those guys are complete gangsters, we would assume that that's the position that they would take. Why wouldn't they? Would you expect for a pelican? Would you expect for a pelican to, well, pelicans can't probably swim. Those guys be fishing like a mug. But do you expect for a whale to walk? No, you wouldn't, right? Because it's a whale. So why would you expect for a gangster, somebody that lives and has said, because he was on the stand, he said all he was about was the gang shit. That's all he cared about. He just wanted to be in the street. Nothing else. I would have been attacking that immediately. Like I would have been all over that. That's all you want to be in the street. That's all you wanted was the street life. Like, right, yeah, that's all I wanted was the street life. Yeah. Should have had a list of people names that lied before and then asked them, do you know who? And they would have said, relevance. Like, but he's a gangster. He should know about these gang things. Right? Look, listen to what I would have did. I would have asked them about somebody who took the stand and was called the snitch, but I was specifically asking them about somebody who was called the snitch and didn't tell the truth, was a liar. So I would bring that person up, and when I say that person's name, the prosecution, what they're gonna do is they're gonna object. They don't know where the fuck I'm going with this. They need to stop it immediately. They're gonna object. Judge is gonna ask me, what's the relevance? I'm going to say this person said that they're a gangster. So I'm asking them about a gangster activity situation. How does it apply to what's going on over here? It applies to what's going on over here because they're talking about snitching. This person is a known snitch. It applies to the situation because he is currently doing with this person, yada, yada. The judge is going to allow for it to go because the judge is going to say, we're going to see where this is going to go. Then I'm going to say this person is labeled a snitch, right? Person like, yeah, they're a snitch because this person is a snitch. And then I'm going to bring up factually how it's been proven that that person got on the stand and lied. And then I'm going to ask them, are you lying? That's what I would have did. That's what we doing over here, fam. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? And that objection is going to help my argument. The fact that they objected, that's going to make the jury think that there was something to hide, and they knew what I was going with it. You know, they probably had no idea. Damn. What are we doing over here? What are we doing over here? Remember, I already have a long ass list of questions, or short list. I don't have the slightest idea how long or short that list was, but there's already a list of questions that I want to ask this guy. This is their witness. The first thing I need to do is tear apart whatever the hell they was talking about before I got up here. The hell you talking about? You a snitch, right? Remember, that guy's a snitch too, right? So all snitches aren't always telling the truth then. So in the gang culture, sometimes snitches are considered to be liars, correct? Brandon Washington said the 5 spiders for Juice World presentation. Yeah. Hold on. Hold on. So, just so we could be clear, this is the number one thing that Brian Steele was supposed to do, in my opinion, that he neglected to do. Brian Steele, an incredible attorney, a better attorney than I will ever be. Just so we could be clear, probably not ever, but I mean, I haven't never studied it. I did study it. I haven't practiced it. I've not went in a court and actually said something in front of a. I have went into court and said stuff in front of. You know what? I'm just going to stop at this point and just continue with the thing that I was going to say. So, in any regard, just so we could be clear, the prosecution called the witness to the stand. The witness said something. The prosecution said he was basically lying. Why in the hell wouldn't Brian Steele immediately get up there and hold on to that like a damn bulldog with a steak bone? The prosecution thinks their own witness is a liar. This is the first witness they called. They questioned that witness's validity. Pardon me. Integrity. Pardon me. Honesty. I think that was the opening, just so we could be clear. I think that was the opening. He didn't say that the person was wrong. Pardon me, that they were incorrect or misled, just so we could be clear. They were wrong. Oh, pardon me. Not that they was wrong or misled. They were lying, pardon me. That they were purposely misleading. Because I'll tell you what it was. The 5 on the spiders. They say, yo, so what does the 5 on the spiders mean? Right? So the government is saying it means some gang shit. As far as I know, it means Juice World. That's what he said. So I'm going with that. So they said the 5 on spiders mean Juice World. I want to say something because he didn't actually lie. If you know, you know. So the prosecution who called this witness then went on about how the witness was lying. I need for you to understand that that happened. That's a thing, and that's a big deal. I suspect that the prosecution is going to have a problem with many of the witnesses. But for the witness to just be a little ornery, and for the prosecution to say the witness is straight up lying, I think that there's a different dynamic there. I think you expect for them to be difficult. I think you expect for them to not want to answer questions. I think you even expect for them to want to hide this or hide that. But if the prosecution is flat out saying that they are lying, I think that that's a big deal. That's just my opinion. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. We're going to be right back. I'm going to take a quick commercial break if y'all don't mind. You guys are the best. All of the things. All of the things. And I pressed the button. You heard it, right?
I heard it. I can be whatever I wanted.
So slow.
So I became a problem. All right. There we go. We're back. All right. Yeah. So what time we got? We in here only going on about 30 minutes. I'm gonna let the show go a little bit longer. A couple of more things I want to speak about. There was something I wanted to talk about real quick. I want to change the conversation for a moment, if y'all don't mind. There was something I wanted to say. It was something right here on my Instagram, and I saw it right before the show started. Leave T.I., leave Tiny alone. People making fun of Tiny because of what T.I. did that time. Leave Tiny alone. Oh, this is what I was trying to remember. Yo, your man Cat Williams. He's a freaking animal, fam. Okay, so I'm gonna put you on a game for everybody that don't know. You know when Kevin Hart first started, you know who wrote Kevin Hart's jokes? Anybody know who? I'll tell you because you're not gonna guess it. His ex-wife. When Kevin Hart first started, his ex-wife, who was his wife at that time, wrote his jokes. Kevin Hart just went on stage and did them. That's why a lot of Kevin Hart jokes were short jokes and jokes that had to deal with his kids. Remember? Go look at his old specials when Kevin Hart first came out. His wife was writing his jokes at that time. She's now his ex-wife. He remarried to some light-skinned chick. Same shit this nigga Cat was talking about. So hold on though. So Cat Williams now is gonna have his wife on his comedy show. His ex-wife. Cat Williams is gonna have Kevin Hart's ex-wife on his comedy show now. That's beastly, fam. That's crazy. I already did a dirty too, so she might just it might get ugly. It might get ugly. It might get ugly, fam. It might get ugly. This nigga Cat Williams, fam. It might get ugly. I'm gonna tell you what happened. I'm gonna tell you what happened. Listen, this is how God works. I'm gonna tell you what happened. Listen, this is how God works. For years and years and years and years, Cat Williams went through hell. They sent Cat Williams through hell for years. They stalked that nigga. They had people trying to run up, get into fights with that nigga. It was crazy. Everybody forget that happened. And remember, during this time, the narrative was he was crazy. He was on drugs. Remember, that was the narrative. I believe they even had women trying to start fights with Cat Williams. Did anybody else remember this? I can't be the only one that remembers this. What's happening is, this is what happens when you get to the other side of that shit. So I believe that the people who are now falling victim to a lot of these situations that's going on, specifically the situation revolving around Cat Williams, I believe that this is their actual karma. And this is Cat Williams' karma. Because when you've done nothing to somebody and they're busy doing evil to you, you're building up good karma every time you don't do anything back to them. You understand? Or back to them outside of protecting yourself and your family and whatever you got to do. You understand what I'm saying? You're building up good karma, fam. Why do you think I'm always telling people, don't get involved in evil that other people are doing? You can't stop somebody else from doing evil, fam, but you could avoid it. When somebody pull up on you and they're trying to get you to go do some weirdo shit, don't get involved in the shit, fam. Let them go do whatever they're going to do if you can't talk them out of it. Because what's going to happen is this. It's going to work out. Everything's going to be fine. Y'all going to be funny, having all of the jokes. Ha, ha, ha. We on top of the world. But what's really happening is all of that evil you doing to that individual, karma is being built up for them. Because that's how the energy of the universe works. And your shit is getting tore down. That's why you see a lot of people peak in high school. Not because they, because what was they doing? Think about the people that you know that peaked in high school. Just think about it. I didn't even know I was popular. Sheesh. I didn't even know. I wish I would have knew. I mean, I probably would have just begged more bros, to be honest. I was keeping it in stack. I would have definitely smashed more chicks. I had no idea that I was popular. I had no idea. Sheesh. That's a real regret of mine, by the way. Like, that's an honest to God regret of mine. The fact that I just so don't know sometimes that I didn't even know that I was popular. Had no idea. Zero idea. Anyway. This is one. She was Dominican. And so I'll tell you the story. I'm going to tell you a story real quick. So she was super cute too. She was short, fatty, thick legs. I'm not going to even say fat ass no more. It's about the legs. Right? So I wasn't allowed to have lunch. I wasn't allowed to go into the cafeteria. This is real talk. I wasn't allowed. Apparently, I did something my first year. Apparently, I did something in my first year of high school. So whenever I went to go get my schedule made, I was told I was not allowed to have lunch. Something about possibility of a riot. I know, honest to God, this is what I was told. So I wasn't allowed to have lunch. So there was not my senior year, my year before my senior year. I was also I had a period at one semester. I had I forgot what, I think it was like fifth period or something, and I couldn't get no teachers that Nobody wanted me in their class. It's a long story. So apparently I was the real smart kid that I just was really combative. So I was an active learner. So you had to actively learn me, teach me. So I'm in class and I'm active. You got to be actively teaching me. So it could get exhausting. So there was teachers that just did not want me in their classroom. And it had nothing to do with me not be like I was really smart. So they couldn't argue that point. Like so it's not like they couldn't just be a dick and put me in a class and be like, I'm just gonna fail him. Because when my test scores is high as shit, my test scores are high as shit. All my work that I do in the class is magnifique. So they just didn't want me in the class anyway. So I had to go into the what do you call that? The guidance counselors. So during fifth period, I forgot what it fifth or sixth period, one of the two periods. Since I couldn't have lunch, I would sit in the guidance counselor's office, and I would literally there was like a little thing there, and I would just go sleep. Be honest with you, so I just used to go to sleep that period. So that's where I met Shorty at. She used to just come into the guidance counselor's office. So I'm me. So I mean, I'm supposed to be in the guidance counselor's office, but I'm gonna get up and walk around if I feel like it. So so I used to just go hang out with her during fifth period. And so some shorty I had school, but it didn't work out. But it was funny too. The first time she came to my crib, I had went downtown to go buy some jewelry. So it's a long story. So me and Shot, I was like, yo, I was headed downtown. So we was like, yo, we getting on the train. So there's gonna be shorties on the train. So like that's how niggas thought. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if you going somewhere and I run into like one of my homies, like I run into Shot, or I run into like OD, or I might run into Black, or I run into freaking Jam, freaking Al Dogs, or even not really Slick that much, because me and him ain't hang out that much, but he a slide dude. That's my dude for real, for real. Don't get it twisted. But there's just certain people that if I ran into them, if I ran into Tori, if I ran into Chris, if certain people that if I ran into them and I told them I was going somewhere, they'd be like, yo, we get on the train. There's gonna be shorties on the train. So that, or if I ran into them and they were going somewhere, there's gonna be shorties on the train. So that's how niggas thought. So I was going downtown and then I just happened to see the nigga, and he was like, yo, what you doing? I was like, some shorty's supposed to be coming over to my crib, but I'm gonna go downtown real quick before she get there, whatever the case might be. So I ran downtown to go get some jewelry. I went and bought some jewelry. It's not important. So I came back and she was just sitting in the crib, fam. I was like, okay. Our stepmom, shout out to Bertha Taylor, R.I.P. to Bertha Taylor. She just let us sit in the crib. She was just waiting for me. She was like, she's pretty. I was like, all of my girlfriends are pretty. What are you talking about? That's like a prerequisite, fam. You're literally talking to a nigga that rather be by himself than be with somebody that I don't want to be with. That don't make sense. I like pretty. I like soft features. I don't like hard features. Like, hey, what up, Zixta? I actually had to go out and pick up new equipment tonight. Yesterday. So I wasn't able to look at everything that you sent me, but I would love for you to come up here, and was waiting for you more than anything else. I would love for you to come up here and we could get this show on the road, and you could express to me some of the things in which you think about this particular situation, and I will I guess have replies or more questions. One of the two is gonna happen. You can pull up whenever you feel like it. Yeah, so shout out to her. She was a cutie too. I like Puerto Rican. I grew up in the Bronx, man. I gotta think. I love black women. Do not get this twisted. We are talking about the case. I'm waiting for you. I started talking about some other shit for a minute. Part of my language. I love black women. Don't get it twisted. If I have the ability to marry any woman on the planet, and God said what woman would I want to marry, first of all, 9 times out of 10, she's gonna have probably be just a little bit lighter than me. I don't know. I think once we start talking about it, people will get into it. I just stopped talking about it just a second ago. I mean, as soon as we start talking about it, I guess people will get into it. I mean, I don't care if anybody is I'm pretty sure everything you're gonna say is interesting, and that's gonna make the numbers go up. You ready to take a shot, or are you scared? If you're scared, just say it. It's okay. I saw a shorty that I wanted to holler at. I walked right past her. I was scared. How about that? I went first. You gonna go now? Come on, let's go. I'm just ridiculously honest, to be honest with you. Like, that's my superpower. That I just really just tell the truth because I don't give a fuck. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to. I think you should. The numbers are low. This would be the best time. You could come straight into the chat right here, or you can hit me on Instagram if you would like to do it that way. But if you would like to come up in here, and you could come up in here. However you would like to do it. Remember, I haven't been doing tonight shows at night, so I got to get back into the groove of it. And I wasn't able to, I was running around. I had to go pick up another computer. I got to go. We got some cameras and some stuff that we're going to be getting a hold of tomorrow. And we got more stuff that we're just getting in hold of. And I got some other stuff I got to get, you know. Everything's coming in. It is what it is. I have, my button is stuck on my damn PC. So I got to either I got to unscrew the back of the damn thing, pop the damn button out and work with it. Salute. How does it work? This is the link right here. You're going to hit the link and then copy and follow the directions. That's it. Hit the link, follow the directions. And when you do get up here, I'm going to need to see your face. I'm going to need you to be able to see who you are. It says your device is not connected, whoever that is. I'm assuming that's you. I need to see who you are. Remember, you know, I got weirdos, man. Yo, I'm gonna tell you something. Nowadays, when I see and this is not a knock. Remember when we was like for the older people, like you know, we in our you know older people, like 32 and up, right? Do you remember when we was younger and we would see two chicks kiss and it was like woo? Nowadays, when I see like a chick kiss, that doesn't make me necessarily like I just look at it different. Like it's not nothing to really care about. It's like, you know what? That might be a bad idea. Might be a great idea also, not for nothing. I think we just have a different you can you could just turn your camera off for 1 second so I can make sure that you behind the image. Turn your camera on for 1 second so I can make sure that you behind the image, and I'm gonna invite you straight up here. Yeah, those are just the precautions I have to take. I need you to just turn your camera on for 2 seconds so I can see who you are. Then I'm gonna invite you straight up here and you can talk your smack. All of this smack. Which screen we're gonna use? We're gonna use this one. There's a pole dancing class for kids. That's just bananas. That's just bananas. That's just bananas. Why don't I follow Dr. Boyce Watkins anymore? I should be following. I need to see your face. I can't allow you up here until you turn your camera so I can see your camera. Because remember, we got a lot of weirdos that fake being people and a whole bunch of other stuff. So I gotta go through these things. Also, I didn't know that was your first name. I thought your first name was something else. Not for nothing. All right, so nah, I don't read private chats. I'm just gonna look in the private chat for this one time because you tried to come up in here. I need you to turn your mic on real quick. I need you to turn your camera on so I can see your face. Then you can turn your camera right back off. I just need you to turn it on for one moment so I can make sure that you behind your camera. Shout out to Gotti. Salute. I just want to make sure that you behind your camera. That's all. Yeah, I just need to make sure that you behind your camera. That's it. And I'll let you come right up. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to hit you till I'm not gonna be able to see you till I hit the button. You understand? You're not gonna be able to, I'm not gonna be able to hear you until you come up. I need you to, there should be a camera, like a, I don't know how to explain it because I haven't. Okay, let me try to do it so I could look at it and see it myself. Hold on. Okay, so where is the link? I'm gonna hit the link. Just brightness, that's fine. Continue with YouTube. Boom. Which account will use this account? Boom. Oh, I gotta put. I don't know the password for that account. I don't remember that shit. All right, this one is working. Let's see what happens. Boom. Continue as BBN. Use a different account. Use a different account. Okay, can't use the other account. Hold on. The other one they logged in. All right, fuck it. We going this way, then you rat bastards. Let's see what happens. Okay, so I want to see what is the issue you having. Boom. All right, so that shit's crazy. That's how this shit look. So I don't understand. You couldn't hit the cam. There's a cam button down there, right? You could have just hit the cam button. The cam button. You gotta hit that cam button right here. See, when you turn it on, the cam is like at right here, right? No. You forget about the mute. I need you to forget about thinking about the mute for a second. Just forget about the mute. Just forget about the mute. I can fix the mute on this side. You see that button down there that say cam? When before I invite you up into the chat, because I have not invited you up yet. Before I invite you up into the chat, I just need for you to turn it so I can see your camera. That's it. You understand? And once you do that, I'm gonna invite you up. I just want to make sure that you are you and not somebody trying to trick your account or something. Trying to have a fake account come up in here. You feel me? So that's what I'm trying to do. So there's a cam button down there. I need you to hit that cam button. I'm gonna bring myself up here so I can show you what I'm talking about. So you see how I got that B right here?
So
So
I need you to
I
hit
need
that
you to hit
cam
that
button
cam button
so
so
the
the
camera
camera
comes
come
on.
on.
And
And
then
then
you're
you're
gonna
gonna
close
close
it.
it.
But
But
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
keep
keep
you
you
down.
down here. I'm gonna keep you unseen, so only I'm gonna be able to see you. And then I'm gonna let you close your camera back, and then I'm gonna bring you up, and you could do all of the talking. This shit look kind of smooth. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at this shit. This shit look kind of smooth, man. What are y'all talking about? What y'all talking about over here? That shit look kind of smooth, man. Oh, yeah, I took the photo in the background also. You have been backstage that whole time. That's how come your voice didn't come through. Just so we could be clear. What up, Nick the Slick? He says, salute gang for all of the things. Hope everything is going well with you, my brother. I don't know. I just not it's I don't know if I could believe. Okay. You could call in through Instagram. Call in through Instagram. All we need is your voice, right? Call in through Instagram. I'm over here looking at this shit. I just backed out. I'm over here looking at this shit. I ain't gonna lie, I be hitting Shorty. I be looking at Shorty. I be like, I be so pissed. Like she didn't do no story today. She did like one story, really like sexy picture in the mirror. It was really sexy. She like one story today. I'm so pissed. See now that one says the Zigster. That looks like a totally different. That's so I don't know. I need to see your face though before I can invite you up here. I'm so sorry about that. I just can't back up off. That's just a prerequisite, baby girl. You could hit me on Instagram. Every time I go against my best my sheesh. Fine, fine. Fine, fine. I'm just in a story, just hitting it back over and over again and shit. Fine, fine. Sheesh. I wasn't looking. I was busy looking at that girl. All right, do it now. I was busy looking at that girl on my phone. I'm so sorry about that. You put the picture up. I was not looking. I was too busy looking at that girl on my phone. Oh, apologies. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I was definitely doing something else. That goes without saying. I was definitely doing something else. Sure, you fine, man. Zixta, you could just hit me on Instagram. Just FaceTime me on Instagram. So then you have to unblock the mic with your browser. You should hit allow. You gotta hit allow on your browser. In your so you gotta hit allow in your browser. So that's the issue. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, man. Can I save this? I'm just curious. The fuck you mean unmute story? I didn't mute her story. Who muted her story? I don't know what that means. I think I just pressed something bad. I have no idea what that emoji is you got down there. Was that is that this? Is that that? Hold on, I gotta look at the other screen for it to tell me and shit. We gonna lag for a second. Is what that I have no idea. I don't know what's going on, baby girl. I'm so upset that this work for you right now. I have no idea. But like I said, we have Instagram. You could always just ow. You're blocked on Instagram. What the fuck you doing? I'm going to try to call you. Hey.
I'm trying to get on there. I can't get on.
All right, do now. Now I know it's you. Come on one more time, and I'm gonna hit the button. All right.
Okay, I'm gonna try.
Boom. There we go. I just needed to make sure it was. I gotta go through it. I got people following me around in the supermarket, y'all. I gotta go through these kind of things. I got people following me around when I walk outside, fam. I gotta take these type of precautions. Wish I
Now?
did, but I do. Always do.
Oh, it is. I'm there. Okay. Can
Hey,
you
what's
hear
up,
me?
girl? Yes, we can.
Okay. Finally. Jack,
Boom.
you so crazy. Something wrong with you, but it's okay. I still love you. It's all right. But I've been watching this trial, and I was hoping that you was watching it because you had enough fans that we could have sent you to Atlanta at one point so that you could have did this the way you did the other one. But it's okay. I wish you was in Atlanta
We'll
during
figure it
this
out.
trial because this trial has been from the very beginning, from when he was doing the um the jury selection. It has been crazy. I sent you some stuff, but I was just hoping because I know you know how to do research. So I just sent you a couple of things thinking you would go down the rabbit hole and then we be sitting here debating a little bit. You know what I mean? But I know
Oh,
things get
I
kind of
had to.
tight.
Well, I want to apologize. First thing I want to say is this: I didn't get the opportunity to look at everything that you sent me. I had to go pick up some equipment today, and it is raining like shit in New York City. So
It
I
is.
was outside in the rain all day today. So I had to go pick up my old computer.
Well, Jack, they not sending your notifications out for your live, so I don't know what's going on
What's
with
that?
that. Cause I know I've been watching Jack Frost for at least 5, 6 years, and we've been up to 200, 300 people in the live. You know what I mean? So I don't know what's going on with that either. But this trial is juicy. It's real juicy. The reason why I say that is because first of all, before you even get to this witness, Tick is not the first witness. We've had some of the police officers up there, and you've had the majority of the charges, from my perspective, from what I've seen, the majority of the charges that they're charging, they want to put everything on Thug, but they know that he didn't necessarily do these crimes. They know he didn't do the crimes. The only thing that I've seen so far that I could say he probably had some involvement in is, the guns he got caught with Gunner, and then um he got caught in the car with somebody else's car. They had a stolen gun inside the car. But my point is this: they started off with this rock crew, the rock crew. So everybody that was on Cleveland, was raised on Cleveland, was a part of this rock crew. Apparently, I don't know, but this is what they're saying. And from the rock crew at the time, Thugger wasn't even living on Cleveland. He was living in the projects. And something happened in the project where the projects got shut down, and him and his family migrated over to Cleveland. Now, he got mixed up with this guy, Tick. They became friends and they was growing up together, but they was young. They was kids. You feel me? The stuff that they was doing, like petty crimes and stuff like that. But they was basically trying to survive. And if you watch the videos that I seen you, they'll take you back to when the first time this guy Tick got arrested. He was 11 years old. He got arrested for trying to emulate a science project that his teacher did, and he mixed the chemicals the wrong way, and he wound up locked up at 11 years old. And he went from that to juvie, and from that to what you call it, group homes and stuff like that. So he's saying in his testimony that he been in jail basically his whole life. You know what I'm saying? From my opinion is that this guy, happened on to somebody. Thug was growing up rough, and they were friends, and they was running around doing shit to try to survive. And then, Thug the whole while was on his, trying to make it out the hood type shit. And he, decided, once they got a record deal, he finally got the record deal, like, yo, we not gonna do this no more. He wasn't on Cleveland after that. He left them on Cleveland. They was down there doing all the shit they was doing, but they want to put it all on Thug. Anyway, you gotta watch it, because the Still attorney, he cooks them at the end. If you watch the way that
I'm listening.
I can't
no,
hear
I just had deja vu. I just had deja vu like 2 seconds ago, like in the middle of what you was talking, but we lagged for a second. I couldn't hear you. So you're doing great, by the way. You're doing absolutely incredible. Thank you very much for coming up here today. So just so we can be clear, you're saying that Thug left them on Cleveland, correct?
Yeah, because he started making music, and when he started making he started making music. What it seems like, this is what, if I'm on a jury right now, this is what I'm listening to. He started making music, and he wanted to clean his life up. Even though we know the music industry got a lot of shit going on inside of it too, but at the end of the day, if I'm a juror and I'm not really privy to all the rest of that, I'm just going by what I'm seeing in the court. You understand? And it sounds like that at some point he said, we gonna do this YSL thing, and we gonna clean our shit up, and we ain't gonna be out here fucking up. He offered a job to the guy Tick so many times, and to some of the other people in the hood, but they wanted that fast money. They wanted that money, that they get in the hood. And so he wasn't there when they was committing all those crimes that they're committing. But what the prosecutors are saying is that he co-signed the crimes for some reason. They're saying they want to put it all on him, because everybody that accepted a plea deal, they are admitting that they committed those crimes. They're not saying they didn't do it. They saying that they absolutely did do it. But they want them to say, yeah, you did it because he told you to do it. Why? Because the raps about whatever it is, some of the things that have gone on in the hood. Brian's Still opening testimony to me it set the stage for the defense. And he's basically saying that what they're actually trying to put on his client, they already know that he did not commit these crimes. They're trying to say that he ordered these crimes when these guys were out there doing what they was doing, even after he is like, yo, we not gonna rock over there like that no more. They was terrorizing the neighborhood. But Thug wasn't in Atlanta when they was terrorizing the neighborhood. He was in California. He wasn't even out there. So that's why the case go back 10 years. That's why they need 300 witnesses, because they gotta find people that's gonna come and testify about 10, 15 years worth of you know, how can you say, a hostile environment for this community. But they trying to put it, the part I don't understand is why they trying to put it all on Thug. It's not. It shouldn't all go on him because he wasn't there.
Makes sense. Even if he was a part, I'm assuming you're saying he wasn't the only individual there, right? So even if in
Even if
any
he was
regard,
a part of it, why he don't get offered a plea like the rest of them got offered a plea deal? Why he's not offered a bail?
because like you said, they want to put everything on him, right? That is what you said, right? I mean, I think
Yeah,
you're right in saying that. I'm not disputing what you're saying, just so we can be clear. I'm not disputing what you're saying.
it's
I believe.
obvious that they want to put it all on him. It's
I
obvious.
believe.
And I believe because of how I didn't realize that they was as young. That guy, it- Tick, he's not even 30 years old. He barely 30 years old. He looked like he's 50.
Well, they was living a fast life and doing a lot of hard drugs. What did you expect? Also, I mean, not really, because my hair went. I never did hard drugs, and my hair started going gray maybe in my late 20s, early 30s, but not that gray. It was like just little splashes. He looks
But
like
that's what I'm saying.
he
Some
looked
people
like
do
he
go
dabbed
gray
out.
early, but he looks like he going more than gray. You know what I'm saying? He looked totally stressed out. Like it's a real hard knock life for him. Fuck Marcy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, we all
He's
we all
aging the
do.
dog years.
Now I feel like I grew up in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, right? And I I jumped off the porch at an early age, as they would say. You know what I mean? And everybody in their lifetime have been a part in some way, shape, or form in some type of criminal activity. Even the most plain
Right,
Jane person
right.
knows that. You know what I mean? So I mean, if I'm gonna pay for my crime, let me pay for my crime. But you gonna try to put, for a fact that I wasn't there, I wasn't a part of it. You know I wasn't there. They telling you that he's on the stand saying this is what he says on the stand. He says you have YSL. Yes, they have the game and they have the music, right? He's saying that the game is the bad part. He said it, and and then you have the part that Jeffrey Williams, who's Thug, he did the music part. The music was the good, and I did the crime. That's what he said.
Yeah, but did he say that it was like they was two heads of the same animal?
He said
Were they
that
saying that it was two
basically, he
sides of the
said
same
base.
coin?
No, he said basically what I got from what he
I'm
was
just
saying.
asking.
Because nah, what he was saying was that because she kept asking him how YSO was formed. How did it even start? Right?
Okay.
She kept asking him that, and he couldn't remember when. He couldn't give her exact date or nothing like that. But he basically like broke down the fact that it was him, it was the dude Mondo, it was Thug, and there was another guy. I can't remember the other guy's name. And they, used to hang out together. And they grew up out there, and they was running around. He didn't say they was committing crimes, but you could
Well,
tell
probably committing crimes.
they was right. They was running around doing shit they ain't had no business doing.
Yeah.
And and Thug was more like a goofball. Like he was the goofy one in the crew that used to just go around like taking their food and throwing it to the ground,
No
snatchies
funny
and
shit.
shit like that. They was kids. They was young.
Yeah.
And at some point, because Doug was always drawing and he was always trying to come up with a way that they could make it out the hood, basically, you might as well say. And he wanted to do this music. Him and Mondo, and believe it or not, the guy Mondo, he's not from Cleveland either. He's from I think the east side of Atlanta. He's not even from Cleveland, but he make music too. So they would be, you know, I guess like how we used to be beating on the tables at lunchtime, and you freestyle all the time, Jack. They
Fact.
goofing around, freestyling and stuff like that. And Doug was serious about making it in the music industry, and he finagled a bagel with some other guy that was in the hood. The guy that was in the hood that he mentioned, I can't remember his name either, but apparently he was a blood. And
Okay.
he was facilitating these parties and promoting Thug at these parties, and the people was coming out and Thug was getting more and more and more and more recognition. All right. I guess that's when the situation with Nut came up and YFN, Lucci and all that. But the jury don't know nothing about all of that. They're not talking about none of that. That's just, I'm just, going down a rabbit hole. But aside from that, as a juror, you understand what I'm saying? From a juror's perspective, Doug was like, they just, he had on something. YSL was, they was talking about slime and how what's his name, um Wayne, Little Wayne was saying slime, and they was all fans of Little Wayne. They trying to come up with a name, and this is how they came up with YSL. But it was supposed to be about the music. It's just that this dude, Tick, I guess he ain't had no freestyles because he was just out there running amok.
So it's because he couldn't rap.
That's what I'm guessing, because why is it because why is it that he trying to get him to be down, like he trying to get him like come on this side with us? Not that they wasn't getting in absolutely no trouble. I'm sure they was getting in some kind of trouble up and down. We all know about the Birdman and all this other bullshit that was going on. But the stuff that they're talking about, these petty crimes and stolen guns and selling drugs, this stuff that they're talking about is petty shit that Thug wasn't out there doing because he was too busy making music. But they want to put everything on Thug. So I don't know.
I think
Maybe
they're trying
it's
to say
because
Thug was I think their point, and I'm not saying that they're the truth. I'm not saying that this is what it is. Just so we can be clear. But I think their point is that they're trying to say that Thug was the the kingpin of the situation. So he wouldn't be there when everything was happening. I think that's their point. I'm not saying that that is what it is, though. But I think that's the way that the defense has to argue. The defense has to figure out a way to argue that.
Well, so far, like I said, so far, if I'm a juror, from what I've heard so far, they gonna definitely need to come with way more, and I'm sure they got it, but the way they packaging it is just, to me, is just like y'all bugging if y'all think as a juror I'm gonna say take this man's whole life away from him over over this crap. Like, seriously speaking, because I mean, they not they haven't exposed really, like, they say murders, but they ain't talk about the murders. They talked about they brushed a little bit on Lil Wayne's um his
Remember the
his
whole Lil
tour
Wayne
bus.
tour bus shooting situation.
Yeah, but they just brushed on it. They didn't make it seem like that Lil Wayne was even, scathed in the situation. They so busy trying to pinpoint down the timeline, and they concentrating on
That's
the
because
wrong things.
nine times out of ten, 9 times out of 10, the prosecution has somebody else that's going to deliver that testimony. And the only thing they
Yeah,
necessarily might want him to do, just so we could be clear, is to acknowledge that that's a thing that happened and give a little bit of the information that he might have, so that when the other individual comes up there and the other individual then reiterates this information, then now the jury, if they believe him, will now also take that believability or that ready to accept what the person is saying from that the first individual that spoke to the second.
yeah.
So
I'm
that
sure they're
might
gonna try to string it all together, but they're gonna have to keep the attention of the entire jury, and all you need is a little doubt. And I'm sorry, this still cooked chick. He cooked him. If you watch it, if I don't know if anybody on, in the chat watch this trial. Today they ain't have no court, but yesterday when Still got a piece of him, he cooked him, because after the last thing he said to him was, okay, let's get down to it. Like, okay, first of all, you didn't really, not really the head of YSL. You didn't help, you didn't come up with YSL. That was Brian Jeffrey's idea, right? And he offered you an opportunity to be a part of it, right? and and you decided that you didn't want to be a part of it because you wanted fast money. And the guy he's sitting there like, well, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you right. Okay. And he paid your rent. He tried to help you. He tried to be there for you. And you didn't want to participate in carrying, the chairs, or the record albums. You didn't want to be a part of the stage. You wanted to stay on Cleveland and do what you was doing. So he disowned you. Isn't that correct? And yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so let's just stop playing games, and like, he cooked them at the end, yo. He cooked them. And if the prosecution gonna have more witnesses like this first witness, if I'm a juror, I'm just like, and you want me to take this man's life away from him? Why? And this what you presenting? So
so you don't
yeah,
think they have.
I can't see the chat.
So you
Um,
wait, what happened?
I said I couldn't see the chat. I can't see the
So you
chat
don't so you don't think they have enough?
right now as it stands. Nah, they say they got 300 witnesses, but if I'm a juror, do I want to sit for 300 witnesses? Even when they had the cop up there that they had up there, he turned to one of the other lawyers, not even Still, one of the other lawyers, we when they was doing the what do you call that, cross examination, and he said to him, he said, okay, so you saying that the guys came out the building and they was all looking at you and they threw up gang signs and you felt threatened and you made this whole report, but in the report did you ever mention anything about gangs in the report? And he was like, no. And he's like, well, you are a seasoned police officer, right? You do this every day, and sometimes you have to come to court and things of that such. But yet, when you wrote your report, the gang is the main thing you're talking about in right here in court. But when you wrote your report, you didn't mention anything about a gang. You didn't mention anything about gang signs. But now, because the prosecution is bringing you here, you want to say something about a gang.
Wait, what are you saying? You saying he didn't say anything about a gang win?
In the report.
In which report? You talking about when his first deposition or something?
Like so he was on the stand because he had some kind of altercation with the guys on Cleveland, where he wasn't dressed as a cop, so he was undercover, right? What he was they did I don't remember what they said he was undercover for, but the point was that he was sitting in a parking lot and some of the guys came out the building and they must have seen him sitting there and they started like, well, what you want? What you here for? If they there selling drugs, let's just play out the scenario. If they there selling drugs and somebody come to the hood and they sitting in a car, and it's a car that is unmarked, and if you're not a customer, right, then who are you? What are you here for? So they came to the door because they little kids. At that time, this is a 10-year investigation. They little kids. They come to the door and they like throwing their hands up like, what's up, what you looking for, what you here for, right? So lo and behold, he's a cop and he puts the police report in. When he puts the police report in, mind you, nobody winds up getting arrested, right? But when he puts his release report in, he doesn't mention anything about a gang and that it was a gang of guys and none of that. He just mentioning about them selling the drugs, I guess, you know. But you're in court testifying that this was supposed to be the YSL gang selling the drugs. How do you even know that it was a YSL gang and you didn't even mention that it was a gang, period, let alone that it was a YSL gang?
Interesting. So what did the defense say to cross examine? Did
That's
they
what the defense was telling them. But because
okay?
it was a prosecution's witness. And he's the
Uh,
cop and he was telling the story and trying to establish that Cleveland Avenue had this gang over there. Like, that was the YSL gang. And she's trying to establish that, that they were selling drugs in this apartment or wherever it was. And he was testifying to yes, that they were selling drugs over there. But
okay.
he never put in a report that it was a gang. So there's a lot of drug dealers in the hood. How do you know necessarily that it was a gang? And you didn't even mention in your report, your initial report, that it was a gang.
Hmm.
So now, because the
Huh.
prosecution calling you up here to testify, oh, it must have been YSL gang. And even if that's the truth, it did. Doug told them to sell them drugs.
Hmm. That's what he said.
No, but he wasn't Doug's attorney. He was another attorney for one of the other guys because it's like four guys along with Doug that didn't take the
Right.
deal. That's fighting. So he was an attorney for one of the other guys. And mind you, the cop wasn't even saying that one of those guys was actually one of the guys that he saw in over there. They just trying to establish that this was YSL territory. That's what I'm saying. To me, it doesn't seem like the prosecution is doing a good job. To me.
You know what? I would like for you to come on more often and have a conversation with me about this. I like that. I like that you coming up here talking about
But you know what? You should do the. You're the investigator. You're the
huh?
journalist.
Wait, hold on. Just so we could explain, I'm just saying I would like for you to be. I like to have other perspectives. I'm enjoying your perspective. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but it
Uh,
would be a better conversation if you were volleying, because whenever you do these
I thought you
investigations,
was.
you
Hold
do
on.
have
I
a
thought you
good
was.
point of view.
I think. I think you were doing a really good job. I asked questions where I thought you should, where I wanted a little bit more clarity with what you were saying, but pretty much I think you were being pretty concise with it. He gets interviewed. Pardon me. The first conversation that we were speaking about, if I'm to be clear, basically one of the things that he was saying was is that Thug was not a part of the gang anymore. He wanted to be a part of the gang. So your argument or your perspective for that particular situation, what you think that the jury will be seeing is that Thug actually was absent from the criminality, and there's no real way that you could tie him into the criminal stuff because he wasn't there when it was happening. Am I clear on this?
Yeah,
Um,
basically. No, I mean, what I'm saying is coming from the perspective of a juror, right? If we had this
okay.
conversation and because we kind of go, like you say, like I say, dive into the rabbit hole, and we know all the other stuff, like, well, at least we are aware of the nut situation and the YFN Lucci situation and stuff like that. It becomes a
You
more
lagging.
interesting conversation. It becomes a more interesting conversation. But from a juror's perspective, that's not supposed to know anything about any of those other things, is, you understand it, from a layman's eye, the prosecution, from my opinion, they're not doing a good job.
Uh, okay. So you like what Brian Still was doing is basically what you're saying,
Yeah,
correct?
because yeah, I like the way he's handling it, because even when he was dealing with the guy Tick, he didn't start off attacking him or none of that. It's, if you see the way the guy is testifying, it's obvious that he doesn't. I don't care. Everybody's saying he's playing a role, or that they saying he playing stupid and playing dumb. I don't think the guy's playing. I really, I'm looking at this guy, and he's saying he don't remember stuff, and he's
So you believe he don't
stuttering.
remember?
And I no, I believe that he remembers a lot more than he say he remembers. But some stuff you can't be acting stupid about. Like she wants him to tell her when, exactly when, um YSL was established, right? She wants him to tell her that. And he keeps saying, I don't remember exactly when it was. But yet she keeps showing him these pictures and saying, oh, when you took this picture was YSL. If he's saying that's not what's important, if he's saying that he doesn't remember, and he keeps saying that he doesn't remember, then she should move along, because you annoy a person that knows that they have to be in a place for the next 8 to 10 hours as a juror, right? And he's already answering the questions in a way that makes you just want to get up and give him a damn wedgie or something. You understand what I'm saying? Like, he's already a witness that we know that you gave him a deal. You gave him a deal because he agreed to plead guilty. So you gave
Okay.
him a deal.
Okay. So Okay, so they have. Okay, so let's say you call a witness. You call somebody. It's your witness. So this isn't even a cross examination. This is a person that you call into the stand specifically because you want to get some information out of them. Now, in order to get that information out of them, in order for it to also be credible, 9 times out of 10, there's certain things that this person is going to have to admit to having knowledge of. Because if they don't have knowledge or admit that they have knowledge of these particular situations, they're not later then going to be able to answer certain questions and they be credible. Because, like you said, the defense could now say, well, if you don't know when XYZ started, how could you know when this happened? Or how could you know when that happened? Or how could you know when this was possible? Or how could you know when that was possible? Now, one of the main things I think that they do want to try to nail down a date for, just so we can be clear, is when the start of the actual record label YSL started, how it started, and they want to nail down around the time that it started. Because I believe one of the main things that they want to say is that Young Thug was a part of the gang before the record label came about, and the record label only exists in order to be able to make money for the gang. So I believe that's what they're trying to say. So that's why it's very important. That's why it might be, as far as what the prosecution is trying to do, that's why it might be very important for them to try to nail down as close as possible to when one or the other actually was started. So that's probably why he didn't want to let it go.
Yeah, okay, that's all fine, well and good, but that's why the defense got Brian still got up there and say, you know what, okay, that's it. Like you wasn't. Let's just say you wasn't even there when YSL was built. You might as well say that. He cooked them. Like y'all sitting here trying to pinpoint a date and a time, and I get all of that in order for your grand scheme of things to work. You know what I'm saying? You got to get this guy who is seems very unintelligent, right? To because he's so called the one of the leaders of the YSL game. You want to get him, specifically him, to say when it was established, right? And from a jurist perspective, he is not reliable. He don't remember nothing. He's even though he took this plea deal, he turned around and told the prosecutor, I wanted to ask, I was trying to get you and ask you questions, and you wouldn't even acknowledge me. Yeah, I signed it, but I signed it because I was persuaded to sign it.
Got a
So now,
question. Got a question. I didn't mean to cut you off. Finish your thought.
no, I'm just saying from a jurist perspective. Not only is this guy, we know this guy is, a snitch in in every sense of the word, but he's not a reliable person because he's a liar, and you know what I'm saying? Like he's doing this out of desperate. You tell him you're gonna send him away for 20 years, and he's doing this out of desperation, and he's actually saying to you, I was trying to get you to listen to me and you wouldn't listen to me. So yeah, I signed it because of the deplorable conditions in the jail. Like next,
Got a
next
question.
witness.
So if you talking to somebody and uh you see two people having a conversation, right? So one of the persons, you see three people having a conversation. So one of the persons asks, person A asks person B a question, whatever the question is. So person B starts answering the question, but he doesn't really know specifics. He's just like, well, this happened at a roundabout time, and I think this happened and that happened there, but I can't be too sure. And then he asks the next person a question, and that person just says, I don't recall, I don't know, I don't remember, I don't know what you're talking about. And then he asks them a second question, and then that first person B once again answers it that manner. But then you ask person C the question the second time, a different question, and instead of them stumbling or saying they don't know, they just give you an answer. Who are you liable to believe on the second question? The person who answered both questions stumbling, or the person who one question they just absolutely admitted that they just don't know what the hell you're talking about, but they did answer the second question? Who are you more likely to believe in the second question?
I'm gonna believe the person that says they don't. The first question, they say they don't recall. That's the bottom line. So now, when I ask them the second question, if they didn't recall, they would say they didn't recall, right?
So that's what dude just did on the stand.
Well, what dude did on the stand was make himself look totally retarded. That's what he did. And to me, I just feel like if you in first of all, everybody, if you ever had jury duty, I don't care what it's for. You're not really trying to be sitting there. You want this shit to go a lot more quicker, and you want to get out of there.
Facts. I ain't gonna
You
argue that
know.
point. That's
So if I'm the prosecution, and I'm in, and this is my case, um I'm gonna get the most. If I got 300 witnesses, I'm not gonna believe this one witness that is seems to be totally incompetent, and he's already labeled because he took a plea deal. You understand? If the truth is the truth is the truth is the truth, it's gonna come out. You feel me? And she could ask those questions up, standing on her head, doing jumping jacks and somersaults, and he's answering the questions. It's obvious that he not being completely honest, right? But I don't expect him to be in the first place because of his, because of how he wound up in that chair. So I don't really expect him to be the the stand up the stand up witness. He gonna say
okay.
whatever he could say to get out of that situation that he was in. So moving right along, because I got 299 more witnesses according to the prosecution. Right?
I hear you. No, no, no. I hear you. I will say this much though. I'm pretty sure in this day and age, with the way social media and all of these other things work, so I was in the tax loan trial, and I will say this: while there were people who wanted to try to be over and wanted to just go home, this is a fact. There were times that you saw the people in the jury look really proud. They were happy, they were proud to be doing jury service. So I know for a fact I would not want to be doing jury service on this trial, because who the hell want to be there for 300 damn witnesses? You are not lying. That's a fact.
Right.
Nobody
That's the
that bullshit.
point. That's a, I
You know,
mean, obviously, I love a good debate. You know what I mean? Like, I love, to see different perspectives and things of that such. When I actually enjoy law. I'm not, I'm no lawyer, but, just from a layman's eye, at the end of
yeah.
the day,
And
it's
I want
it's
to
it's, just, it's exciting.
and I want to say something. I want to just say something. So I was you came up here, and I want to very thank you very much for coming up here. A lot of people are scared to come up here and speak with me, so I was trying to deal with our conversation with kid gloves. I didn't want to offend or upset you in no way, so that's probably why I wasn't as aggressive as I usually am in conversation. So I just wanted to say that.
You scared me, Jack.
Yeah,
You don't
because
want to run me away.
yeah, people be scared to talk to me because they'll say something and I'll say something that I wouldn't think is a big deal, but it just totally crushed their heart. And I'm like, God dang it.
It's
So I
not that
don't
it crushed they hard, Jack. It's just that when you have a perspective, just like any other, true debater, you hold on to your perspective. And a lot of times, from just kicking it with you, as far as in this conversation right here, if this is not the normal Jack I'm used to, right? But when I watch you, sometimes you be so aggressive about your point that you try to make another person feel stupid. So a person don't want to say nothing because Jack gonna try to make me feel stupid. I'm not saying nothing. I'm not wasting my time typing nothing. None of that. Cause he gonna have his perspective, and because my perspective doesn't align with his, he gonna sit up there and call me a jerk. And I'm not trying to be no jerk. You know what I mean?
Okay,
Like
so I'm gonna
that.
tell you what happens. That's not. I'm not trying to do that to people. What happens is I'm used to people because this happens a lot. As soon as I don't agree with something they say, all of a sudden their next comment is just an insult. So that happens a
Well, you
lot.
have to debate with people that can agree to disagree. That's it.
But
Like
I'm
just
just saying,
because your
you have seen it
perspective is
happen
your
a lot, have you not?
perspective, you know, I don't care. You can have your perspective and I can have mine. But when you debate with an intelligent person that has their own, you know, wave of thinking, then it's okay. Okay, your point is taken. Like earlier when you were saying he should have jumped on it, you know, the prosecution, I mean that the defense attorney should have jumped on him. I agree with you. But also knowing that I've been watching the trial, he's probably choosing his battles because this fucking judge, every time one of them, because
That
it's like
judge ain't
six,
shit. Glanville, he ain't shit. Keep
yo,
going.
yo, every time they have,
Shout out
uh,
to
uh
Judge Glanville. Not a real
yo,
shout out.
every time they have a rebuttal or they try to object on anything, he like, sit down. Like, I don't need you to do my job. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he just be, and he got a fucking dog under the desk. He got
Yeah, he
a,
got a
a
dog down there licking his toes. What's going on with this guy? I don't know. What's
But this,
going on with
but
this
this,
guy? I
but
don't know
when the
what.
prosecutor Miss Love, he only barked on her for a couple of things, and they almost had a serious mistrial because she exposed the jury to some information that she knew she wasn't supposed to do. You know what I mean? And but you know what? That judge was like, "Oh no, y'all not gonna put me through this again. We are
You
not
know,
gonna do a mistrial."
if there's a mistrial, how long it's gonna take for them to get a new trial going? It's gonna be like another year, 2 years.
And that's why he is like. You know what?
Oh
He was
man,
like, get them out of here. He was like, nah, y'all not getting no mistrial. But it's been a couple occasions where, because I guess because it's six of them and it's only, you know, the prosecution, but it's six lawyers that got six different, you know, clients. And I guess that's probably why he just be going off on them. So they got to choose their battles.
did he make one guy write a damn essay or some shit?
Yes, he
Oh
did.
man,
He made a juror writer essay.
oh
A
man.
juror he had a juror writer essay because she didn't come in and she was supposed to come in and she didn't come in and something else she didn't do. And he was like, I want a 30-page report. And he had a whole list of requirements. And she did it. And then he had one of the attorneys give lunch to all of his cohorts. Yo,
Yeah, that's what he
that
did.
that was no, but there was another attorney who had to write a report too. That same attorney had to write a
It was
report
the
as
same
well.
guy. I think it was the same
Yeah,
guy for the same damn reason.
it was. But that's what I'm saying. Like, so if you going through that in the beginning of jury selection, you ain't gonna be one to jump out there with him that often. You know what I'm saying? You gotta choose your battles with this judge.
That's that's a fact. He's slow.
For
So
real. Plus he got his little doggy under the desk. Come on, yo.
the dog, this judge needs a companion dog to do his job, fam. He needs a damn. He needs what you call those dogs? A service dog in order to be.
Yeah, it's a service
Come
dog,
on,
yo.
man.
I ain't hating though, cause you
That's what it
know
is, ain't it?
it's a lot of information and being responsible for all of that, and you already know this. And then you know they
He ain't
went
always had
over.
that service dog. Did he need the service dog now? Maybe that dog is really a bomb sniffing dog or some shit. That might be what that
No,
dog.
he
He
said
think
he
his
said
life
that
is
the
in danger.
dog
He
is
need to
for
snip
you.
his
I think
arm.
it's his dog, Jack. I think it's his dog, Jack. He said that the dog is for you. He was talking about the dog and everything. I think it's his dog, Jack. Like seriously. I think it's his
Just needs
dog.
his
That's
toes licked. He
crazy
good.
though. But the other thing you gotta remember too is like
Anyway, they just
it,
do stuff different down there.
the other thing you gotta remember too is like they,
I'm listening.
when they going through this entire process, there's no way that no mistakes are not gonna happen. There's gonna be plenty of mistakes that happen. And the guys that took plea deals, no matter what, they some of the deals that they signed are so crazy. Like the guy Tix deal, he does not have the right to remain silent. Like he has to speak. He lost the right for an appeal or anything. Like the deal that he got is so crazy that I can't even imagine, yo. I
What
can't
I'm
even imagine.
curious, what I'm curious of is if all of these guys are gonna say enough for them to be able to actually, for the because they got a deal,
Mhm.
but that's not finalized until the judge confirms it. So also, the prosecution could say that they didn't live up to their end of the bargain. Also, just so we can.
Right,
So
right.
I'm interested to see if any of these deals, but this is something I'm always interested in finding. Like, would any of these deals be pulled back? Like, y'all guys, y'all took the stand, but this nigga ain't know nothing. So you didn't know nothing when it was time to know stuff. So what are
Well,
we getting?
one of the guys, which I think they said is Jeffrey Williams' brother, he already reneged on his deal. He locked up.
Yeah, he couldn't stay out of jail. That's the one that got arrested at the gas station. He couldn't stay away from the spot. He couldn't stay away from the hot corner. Couldn't stay off the corner.
Yeah, but the way they set the deal up is destined to be. I mean, Gunner probably the only one that would never ever mess up his deal because
Yeah.
he has an outlet.
Not just that, but Gunna 9 times out of 10, he got a management team and everything. So he got the people that's gonna be there that's gonna make sure he's doing everything he's supposed to be doing because he has a curriculum, he has a schedule he got to go by, like all artists. You know what I'm saying? They all got schedules.
Hmm.
So he got a schedule to go by. So they probably just make close to the schedule, make sure you're gonna stay out of trouble.
Yeah, well, at the end of the day, I feel like this. You got 300 witnesses. Why do you even need to offer deals? If you got 300 witnesses, why you need 300 witnesses? That's what I'm not understanding.
Well, first of all, that chick is mad as hell with him because she was allegedly in an affair with Big Nut. So that's why it's three. It would have been 400 if they could. What are you talking about? As a woman, she's mad. She probably, I don't, it look from the looks of it, she could have loved that man. You know what? I need to meet a woman that's gonna be going down like that for me. If she's going out for that dude, she's putting everything on the line.
Listen,
And
I
she
get it.
allegedly put
I
the guy
get
in
it, but
charge
it's
of the
the
Donald
truth
Trump
is the
thing.
truth though, Jack. The truth is the
Right.
truth. Regardless
That's a
regardless of whatever happened with the nut dude, whatever the truth is the truth. You don't have to it don't take three people to stand up and point at the same man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the truth is the truth. You shouldn't have to try this hard. I shouldn't have to as a juror, you shouldn't have to sit for a whole year, do a whole 300 freaking witnesses, yo.
I
That's
don't
the
know.
bottom line. That's
Maybe
the
you have
bottom
to.
line.
Maybe that's the only way for him to come home is if they have 300 witnesses. Maybe if they have
No,
298
that's the
witnesses, he gets
prosecution
convicted.
that has 300 witnesses, not the defense.
No, I know, but the point at which I'm trying to make is maybe this is just the way that it has to be. Sometimes that's what it is, right?
Yeah, well, I just feel like you don't have to fight the truth so hard. The truth is the truth, and that's it. Y'all want to make this man out to be the scum of the earth, and if he really is the scum of the earth, it wouldn't take 300 people to prove that he is. All the other guys. Okay, the reason why some of the other guys didn't take deals, one of them is, and this is crazy. One of them, I don't even remember his name, but he looked like he might be about 19, 20 years old. He got life in prison, life, right? So why
Right.
would he accept the deal? He not gonna accept the deal for what? You know what? This is a good way to come and get some fresh air, dress in some regular clothes, see my homeboys. You know what I'm saying? He not leaving jail. And when his lawyer got up for her opening statement, oh my God, she straight up told the jury, "Get some popcorn. It's gonna be a circus." Verbatim, Jack. That's what she said.
Oh yeah, the black girl.
Yes.
She was bugging. Fuck it. I think she's like, she probably went to the dude and was like, look, I'm just gonna do anything. These charges they got
She
against you
said,
is crazy. I don't know why they didn't
yeah.
offer you a deal. So I'm just gonna
She
go out
said,
there and do anything.
no, she said what she told the jury was, yo, homegirl told the jury, look, they know he's gonna be in jail for the rest of his life. They know that he's already been convicted and sentenced, and I don't understand why they have him here, right? I'm gonna do my best to defend him against the charges that they're saying that he did, but either way it don't matter. So this is all a circus. Just go get some popcorn and enjoy the show. And I didn't know that you could actually say that to a jury, yo.
Hmm,
That's crazy. Like, how you stand up and tell a jury get some popcorn?
hmm. I'm gonna say something. So I was talking to, and this is interesting because I was talking to um I feel bad about this. So remember the Taxstone trial. So I was talking to the brother of Tripe Gangster. I was talking to Tripe Gangster. You know, his brother had it was the trial was,
Mm-hmm.
got his brother's life and allowed him.
Right.
So we was having a conversation. He asked me how did I think was the trial, and without thinking, I said it's exciting.
Mm.
Without thinking about it, but that's what trials are to people who aren't emotionally invested. And I think that that's something that we kind of also got to kind of understand. So also when you're, putting your presentation that you want the jury to agree to, you have to be a little bit interesting. So no, I wouldn't have said get your popcorn. We're not doing that. But that is the same energy. We want to entertain you with the truth. And I think that that's the best way to go about it when you are you know in front of the jury. You have to entertain them with the truth, not just give them the truth. You don't want them to be bored with what happened.
Right. No, I get that part. I get that part, but I'm just saying, like, and it just turning out that was her opening statement, and she ain't never lie, yo. I mean, it's interesting. It is interesting. I really don't have time to watch the way I want to. I find myself like sneak on my lunch break and like this time of night sneaking on and watching stuff and binge watching a lot when I get a chance, just because it's exciting to just see how the trial is coming along.
Yeah.
But what about the Melly case? Have you looked at that any of that?
I haven't been covering the Melly case because it hasn't been started up again. Remember, they got a mistrial. They have to
Yeah, but
restart it. So
recently,
they have to get.
recently
They have.
they they got they gearing up for it, and he got a whole bunch of stuff tossed out. He got his phones, some phone stuff to he got a major win with that
I'm
case
gonna.
recently.
I'm gonna wait until there's something really worth. See, this is how this works. I'm one person. So generally, this is just how it generally works with any one of us. People come and give us information, depending on how interesting the information is depending on how much further we look into it. I'm one person. I can't look into absolutely every single situation that's going on in every single case around the world that we might find interesting. That's not feasible, plausible. It's not possible. There's not enough minutes in the day.
Well,
So
Jack, I remember when
therefore,
you
when
used
things
to go hard. Let me just say that you used to go
I
hard.
don't
I'm gonna say that.
I can't follow every single like that's not physically possible for me
You
to
did.
physically cover every no because I was focusing on even specific stories back then. I was covering certain when I covered the Takashi trial, I didn't cover anything else. When I covered the
No,
tax trial, I didn't cover anything else. I covered those trials. So I didn't cover everything that was happening all at the same time. What I did was we found something that people was interested in, and I covered those things to the best of my ability. That's all I ever did. I'm very happy that you remember it so grandly, though. I appreciate that. But this we were speaking on this. I can't get to the courtroom when we can't get to the courtroom with a lot of these cases, and I can't trust the reports that's coming out, or I can't, and it just don't look. And it looks like it's a courtroom I need to be in to really do the job. Is different. When we could get into the courtroom, it's different. When we can't get into the courtroom, we talk about it. I rely on uh you know having people to go back and forth with the topic on. Like, we can't get in the courtroom. When we get in the courtroom, I cover it one way. When we not in the courtroom, I cover it different.
I hear you.
That hasn't changed.
Well,
I do. I,
what
I
they
think your
saying in the
point is
chat?
that you think I should be a little bit more invested in this. Nobody's talking. I think you think I should be a little bit more invested in this particular story, and yeah, I probably should. I don't think nothing wrong with that, so I'll pay a little bit more attention to it. That's all you have to say.
I feel like it'll bring you some more. How can you say airtime?
I
Because there's a
be
lot of people
perfectly honest.
talking about it, and your perspective when you get in that mode, just me talking sister to brother type vibe. When
I'm
when
listening.
when you get in that mode, you're a beast, yo. When you get in that
I
mode, when you a true journalist that
appreciate
come with the fire. And I know that you get a lot of hate, and you have gotten a lot of hate, and I'm not gonna act like that don't exist either. For whatever the reason, I don't get it myself, but I'm not a troll, and I'm not none of these. I'm not none of those. This is just the
it.
Zigster hollering at your boy Jack Frost. You know what I mean? And I've seen you on flames and on this internet. I really have. I really have. So I mean, I'm gonna always, peek in and come through. This is something that if you was talking about more often, I know I would come be. And I haven't really been over here in a
I
while. I'll
I
peek
ju- I
in.
just I was just telling you that I will take whenever anything big happens, you DM me, and I'll make sure that even if, like, right now we're not really talking about nothing else, because I told you I really only went live tonight because I told you we was going live with you. Just so you know this. If I wasn't going
Okay.
live with you tonight, we probably even wouldn't have did a live, just so we could be clear. Did I go live last night? The night before? The night before that? No, I didn't, did I? But I went live tonight, right?
Right, right, right. And I was
All right.
late. My bad. That's a
Now you
that's a
good. Don't
fact.
worry about it. I appreciate you motivating this live tonight.
I just want the people to
Really?
know whether it be. I just want everybody to know whether it be your newer subscribers, or some of us from back in the day, that I feel like Jack is a genuine person. Like I feel like you've gotten a bad
Thank
rap in the internet. I don't know why, because I've never seen you or heard you do anything malicious, or I don't understand it myself, because I remember when I used to come in this chat and it would
I don't want
roll.
to. I
It don't
appreciate you.
matter. It don't matter. The
I
person who
don't
you
want to.
are is who you are. You
I
know
don't
what
want
I'm
to
saying?
speak. I don't want to speak on nothing negative. I
No,
appreciate
no,
you. I
no, no,
really
no,
do.
no. No, no, no. What I'm saying is that I know that you're a good person. That's it. Bottom line. I know
Thank
that
you.
you're a good
Appreciate it.
person, and I know
Appreciate
that
you.
you are a journalist, and this is what you really do love to do it, because when
Appreciate
you're doing it, like I said, you're hot like flames. So obviously you love doing it, you know?
you.
And I remember when the chat used to roll, you could barely read the comments. I'ma
We're gonna
testify to
get
that.
back
That's
there.
the truth.
We're, we're gonna get back there. It is what it is. I got.
Yeah.
I actually have. I actually shot a music video the other day that I got to be editing and stuff like that. So that's another reason why I'm not gonna have a ton of time
Oh,
to
you
be
doing
researching at the
music
moment.
too?
I got
That's
some
what's
music
up.
videos I'm editing. Um, Yeah, I just shot it the other day in Coney Island. They came in from out of town, from uh, Maryland and from Oakland. They came in from out there. Shout
Nice.
out to Big Mall. Shout out to My Muscle Music. So
Nice.
yeah, so like I'm doing other things also. So I need to make money. So I'm doing, and we got some new equipment coming in tomorrow. And this week I gotta
The
go pick up
merch
some.
is fire. The merch is definitely
Are you
fire.
copping any? Are you
Yo,
copping any?
I got a mug over here, and I got
Okay. You do
I
got a mug.
couldn't
I
get the.
remember.
Yeah, yeah, definitely got a mug. You know, but the merch is definitely fire. I try to wear the t-shirt every once in a while too. You know,
Appreciate
but I'm gonna always have a flag and a salute for you. You know what I mean? Because I'm one of your day one A1. So it is what it is.
you. You gonna rejoin the green team? Maybe.
I can rejoin it. I can rejoin. You
Don't
know me.
worry,
I
we got
like that.
stuff
You
that's gonna.
already. You already
We
know.
got
You
stuff
make.
that's gonna be going on over here. Look, we got stuff that's gonna be going on over here. Also,
I remember you used
also.
to do the parties and
Anybody
all that,
plays
Jack.
Mario Kart? Does anybody play Mario Kart? Because I am thinking about starting a Mario Kart tournament on our page.
Oh,
Yes, I have a Switch right now. Does anybody play Mario Kart? I'm thinking about starting the Mario Kart tournaments for the BB and Mario Kart tournaments. I'm just throwing that out there. Yes, I have a Switch.
I hear that. I don't have no time for that. I'll be watching the Duggar case too much.
No, I have one of the first ways I got on started with internet was gaming. That's the first thing I did. So I have also
Really?
yeah. First thing I got in for was gaming. Gaming, and then even before I started doing this, I was writing books and then other shit. Anyway, point being, we need to get back to gaming because there's a couple of things that I want to do, and there's money to be made in that field. There's a lot of money. What do you think, Casanet? How do you think he got on? He was a gamer.
Yeah, I remember my son was telling me that, but I
Yeah,
ain't
those
really
guys.
in. I'm not really into him like that. I'm not really into
Nah, but
him like that.
I'm just saying there's a fit that I like gaming and I'm good at gaming. And that's one of the things I like doing. I just need to delegate my time better. That's another reason why I need a girlfriend. I need to delegate my time better. That's all. I'm just terrible at time management. Like I'm absolutely horrible at it. That's the actual issue over here. I'm terrible at time management.
You all over the place, Jack?
I'm terrible at time management. I'm just terrible at it. I shiny things. I don't know how to explain
You
it.
need a manager.
Shiny things. I'm just being honest with you. I'll be doing something. It's like shiny things over there, and I'm over there doing that. And that's been a blessing also for me because that's one of the reasons why I have so many different skill sets. You know, that's one of the reasons
Right,
why I'm
you
good at a
do.
lot.
That's a fact. You definitely have a lot going on in the talent department. You tap in, so tap in, Jack. But I just want you to go ahead and do some homework on this case so we can have a real debate, a Jack
All right. So
Frost
what's today?
debate.
What's today? What's today? What's today? What's today? Tuesday.
Mm, No, Wednesday. Today, Wednesday.
Uh, so next
It's
week you come back
12:09.
next week. You come back next week, and we're gonna have some good conversations. I want to have a once a week conversation with you on this. Is this cool?
All right, that's good. I could commit to once a week. I could commit to once a week. Yep, and I'm definitely gonna put it, tag some of my stuff up so some of
Yeah.
my people could come through too. Because it's an interesting, how can you say coffee table conversation?
Yes,
Not
ma'am.
really, you know, intelligent mind type thing, Matlock type thing. I
Yes.
I, I hope he
Oh,
beat it. I hope he beat it. You know what I'm saying? Because I just feel like the way that it's going
what happened?
down.
Oh yeah, you hope he beat it.
Yeah, I hope he beat it. And in the beginning, I was just like, because of the way they were saying that the community, and I'm not with it when it come to that. The way they were saying that the community was so afraid and people were scared to come out there.
Well, she got kicked somehow. I didn't do it. I guess her internet, maybe her phone died. That shit was quick. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I was sitting over here thinking about these snacks I'm about to eat. Hold on. So there's these things that they sell at the supermarket. I've been looking at these things for like 3 or 4 months, dying. I was like, yo, I've never bought them. I was thinking about buying them. I finally buy them. There she go right here. There's these things right here, right? They're fucking delicious. Hold on, let me bring her up right now.
Hello.
So there's these. Hold on, let me say something real quick. Yeah. Hold on, let me say something real quick. So there's these things right here, right? These shits is fucking delicious. Part of my language. These are some Oreo muffin things, right? So I was sitting over here thinking about, oh man, I want to eat one of these, but I gotta eat first, and it's late. I don't like eating this late. I gotta eat some food first though. And one bad thing, there's no cream filling. Like, how do you make freaking these muffins with no cream? Anyway, neither there nor there. So I was busy thinking about that when she got kicked out. Sorry about that. What happened? Would your phone die?
Nah, I don't know what happened. I just got kicked.
Yeah, so I gotta eat.
But what I was
As you could probably
what I was saying is that in the beginning when they were saying that the community was afraid and they made it seem like that people was not coming out of their
yeah.
homes and being terrorized and stuff like that. In the beginning, I was like, the nerve of anybody to terrorize a whole community of people, tax-paying citizens who want to live like that. You know what I mean? And you got these young boys, they do run amok. You know what I'm saying? So in the beginning, I was just like, this is ridiculous type thing. And I kind of just kept my eye on it and started going, like I said, down the rabbit hole and things of that such. And the way that they trying to pin it, I just don't. It doesn't sit well with me that they actually trying to pin everything, like you said, make him like the kingpin, like this kingpin dude, and to me, it seems like it's nothing like that.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna see. They got testimony and stuff. We're gonna see. We're gonna find out. I'm gonna keep an open mind. Maybe he comes home. Maybe he doesn't. We'll see what happens.
Right.
He could
If he
be
don't come home,
completely innocent. He could be completely innocent and still get
nah,
convicted.
I'm
He
not
could be
saying that. I'm
no.
not
Hold on,
saying that
hold
he
on, hold
completely
on. This is
innocent.
what I'm saying. This is because this is just the way our legal system works. A person can be innocent and be found guilty, and a person can be guilty and be found innocent.
Yeah. I know all that, but I'm not. I don't think he's completely innocent. Like he has
So,
no knowledge of what the hell was going on, type thing. I'm just saying that they really they dragging it. You know what I mean? Like
agreed.
they they
Agreed.
they dragging it. They dragging it.
Agreed. I'm just showing the jump off this 44. This guy went to jail for 44 years and he was found innocent. So he's getting 25 million now in the settlement. So sometimes people be found guilty that's innocent. Sometimes people be found innocent that guilty. I wasn't trying to put a qualifier on it. Um, I
Yeah, it
wasn't
happens.
trying to get you caught up. I wasn't trying to get you caught up in your words. All right, just that's why I think people don't be wanting to talk to me. People be thinking I be trying to trick them. I don't be trying to trick nobody, fam. I think
Nah, I
people
get it.
and I want to and just so we could be clear, I don't feel no way that you feel that way. There's a lot of people throughout the course of my life that always think I'm trying to trick them when I'm not trying to trick nobody.
Yes, you do,
There's a
Jack.
lot of people
Yes,
that
you
think that
do.
about me. A
You
lot.
be throwing a banana. You be throwing a banana at people sometime, yo. Dude came in the chat earlier. His name's Shotty, and I was like, oh, Jackie gonna get him. Like, I was like,
Oh,
man, the
man.
man just coming in. He don't know what's going on, Jack. Get him in a
Yeah,
chance, yo.
but hold on. I felt like this. I felt like that's the type of shit that the haters might do. Bring somebody name in here that's similar to somebody else's name, so then they can try to get me to say that person name and be
Everything
saying
is a
something. So then they can
conspiracy,
try to
Jack.
get
They
it discredited.
traumatized you,
Because
yo.
you can't imagine the shit that people come back to me and tell me they think, fam. You can't imagine. And they be thinking this shit for years. They be coming back to me and telling me shit. And I'll be like, how? I'll be like, bro, like, how? Like, you just can't imagine the stuff that people be coming back to me and telling me that are telling them that
But
they're
Jack,
saying.
you be like,
And I'll be like,
everything
how can
is a
you even believe something like
conspiracy.
that? Huh?
I said, but you be thinking like everything is a
You can't believe.
conspiracy, yo.
Man, you don't understand. Like you just really gotta be there. Like I don't think I'm right 100% of the time. Do not get this confused. But what I'm saying is, so many times that I did not think that there was a thing going on, and there was a
There was
thing
a
going
thing
on.
going on.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think I'm right 100% of the time. Now, you know the people that I'm taking their picture, I only take their picture after I see them about 3 times. So this isn't shit that I'm seeing. I take the picture around the 3rd or 4th time that they're doing this shit. You understand? I'm not. So this is the point that so there's really stuff going on, fam. I don't. Something
They
wrong
be
with
poking the bear, Jack, because they
what the
know
fuck?
that if they know if they poke you enough, you're going to come out like a grizzly. So they be poking the bear, and
And
I
so
hate I hate
nah,
that people do that shit though.
nah. So from now on, I take their pictures. I tag the FBI. I tag the NYPD because when something happened, I want my lawyer to be able to go to court, whether I die or whether I'm unalived or whether they are unalived. I want my lawyer or whoever the hell is going against them to be able to go to court and say, look, this individual, whether I'm the lost guy or whether I'm the defendant, they have numerous pictures of these individuals, boom, boom, all over. Tagging the NYPD, tagging the FBI, asking them for help. I want to make sure I'm covered. So I'm taking all of y'all fucking pictures. And I'm tagging all law enforcement, ICE. I'm
But you
tagging them
know
too.
what, Jack? You know why that happens to you sometimes? I believe you. I just want you to know I believe you. I know I'm laughing, but I believe you. But the reason why I believe that happens to you sometimes because you're too smart for your own good. You too smart for your own good. You be knowing stuff and you will pick at it until you pinpoint it and then you like, aha, I knew it. You don't leave well enough alone, yo. That's why, yo. That's why, like, you don't leave. You just so smart. That you like, wait, hold up. This is supposed to do a thing, and it's gonna do it. And if it doesn't do it, then I know something happened that made it not do it, and I want to find out why it didn't do it, and I'm gonna make sure that I get to the bottom of it. And when I get to the bottom of it, I'm gonna make sure the person who's responsible for not letting it do it knows that I know that they didn't make it do it.
Well, whatever. The point is this. I'm tagging the NYPD. I'm tagging it. I've done it already, and I'm going to continue to do it because
Jeez,
I'm
Jack.
almost 100% sure that I'm not. I don't want to say too much, but like I mean, all jokes aside, somebody gonna die. Somebody gonna die. Sooner it's gonna be me or it's gonna be them. All jokes aside, like this, somebody is.
Jack,
It is.
stop.
It is what it is.
Stop. Stop saying that. Don't say that.
That's a fact.
Don't say that.
I know that's a fact because I know how I feel. And I know how I know the energy I'm coming with when I think I see one of these niggas. So I know how I feel. So I know it's a fact.
How could they hate you that much?
They trying to
You're
get me to
not
kill
a
one of those
bad
people. They
individual.
might succeed. They might succeed. They trying to get me to kill one of those people. They might succeed.
No, no, Jack, you're not a
I don't want to
bad
talk about this.
person.
I don't even want to talk about this. I don't even want to talk about
That's what
this.
I'm saying.
I
Don't
don't,
talk about it because I'm
I'm
not
gonna let
jumping
y'all
on
go.
that bandwagon.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to talk
You
about
a good
y'all
person,
don't
Jack.
really
I've
know me.
watched you for
Y'all don't really
years.
y'all don't really know me. So
And I definitely don't want to know that side.
so you so
You need a lady, like you said, so you could breathe again. Breathe
it's
again.
okay.
For real. If you had a lady, you wouldn't even be worrying about nobody. Jack.
Yeah, I gotta get ready to eat. I think I'm gonna let y'all go. I love this conversation though. You coming back next week, right?
Yep, I'll see you next week. I'll see you next week. Just be ready. Be on your P's and Q's.
Tuesdays is good for you. Is
Yeah,
Wednesdays
we
good
can
for
do
you? Wednesday's
Tuesday.
gonna be all
Yeah, I'll be
Wednesday or
alright. I
Tuesday.
gotta be at work at 6 o'clock in the morning. So I mean it don't matter. It's up to you. Like you say, hit Jack, hit the Jack.
All right,
I'm gonna
that's what it
send you
is. I
some
appreciate
stuff and then we could get back and we can find other topics to talk about. You know what I mean? Like you be on your Kanye West though.
it's
I ain't
your
gonna hold
show.
you.
It's whatever, it's your day. It's whatever you want to talk about. So whatever the topic is that you want to discuss with me is the topic that I'm gonna discuss.
I
It's
bet
your-
then. Because I really do think them people in Miami saw aliens, yo.
I think they saw projections, it's like holograms, like that. I think those are holograms. I think they're just tricking people. That's all. Cops is shooting black niggas because they scared. You trying to tell me that the cops didn't see them damn aliens and just start
Nah,
unloading?
but if you watch
These
the
niggas is
TikToks
shooting
and
black
the
niggas,
witnesses,
fam.
Jack, the
Fam, these cops
witnesses.
is shooting black niggas, fam. You don't think they would have just shot some damn aliens immediate? I would have shot some
They
aliens immediately,
I
fam.
heard that
Fam,
they
those people they all
tried
had
to.
guns. You don't think they would have turned around and shot the aliens?
They tried to, from what I understand, they tried to shoot at them.
Okay.
But they was just. Did you watch some of the TikToks from
Oh,
some of
they
the
tried to shoot
witnesses?
at them. They missed, right? Like they were holograms. The bullets went right through it, right? That what happened?
Well, you could be right. I don't know. I'm just going by with some of the witnesses are saying.
Yeah, these bullets went right through them, didn't they? Right
So
through
you
them.
don't
Oh, I
believe in
get it.
aliens at all? That's what you tell
No,
me.
I
You don't
believe in
believe in
angels.
aliens? At
I believe in angels, and I believe that if we saw an angel, we'd think it was an alien because to us it would be alien. I don't believe that anything that is not human or anything that isn't of our known ecosystem of Earth would be alien, right? Like even if it was from Earth, but we didn't know it was from
I guess
Earth,
it
then
is.
this
That's the
is not.
definition of alien. I guess that's the
Yeah.
definition.
So I believe in aliens. Why not? I believe in angels.
Right, right. I believe in angels and I believe in devils.
Yeah,
You
why not?
got both sides.
Yeah, and if
But
we go
I'm
by
just
how the
saying.
angels of the Bible look, I don't even know if I ever want to see one of them things. Them things look
But
they
I
sound
mean,
horrible.
listen.
The
I'm
angels
just.
in the Bible sound horrible. Say we have like 800 eyes, 30 hands, 20 mouths. I don't know if I want to see that shit.
But my
I
thing
shit my
is,
pants
the
immediately.
Bible. My thing is, everybody has this, select, you know, comprehension of whatever. My thing is that I believe God is great enough that He made more than just human beings. Like at the end of the
Oh,
day,
absolutely.
and so at some point. If our worlds collide, because if you see all this rain that's in New York right now, this is really supposed to be snow. There's a lot of stuff
Facts.
going on. There are a lot of
Facts.
distractions, and there's a lot of different elements, some good, some bad. So that's why I said, hey, if they want to say it's aliens in Florida, then I guess there's aliens in
No.
Florida.
They're controlling the weather. They can't let it rain. They can't let it snow in New York City right now. The migrants, they're all outside. The last thing
Damn
they
it,
need
Jack.
for is the last thing they need for is the weather to get freezing cold in New York City. That not only got a ton of homeless people dying like they do every year, but you also got hundreds and thousands of migrants dying because they also outside in the elements.
That's a good
And
point. I
yes,
didn't even think about that.
so go look up the machine. It's called HARP. HAAR HARP, right? Is it? I forgot which ones. Anyway, it's called HARP. It's a weather
Yeah, but
controller
now
machine.
everybody's getting sick and everything because the cold is not coming and killing the germs like it's supposed to.
Yeah, that's a pretty interesting aspect. Point to say. I don't know. I mean, people are getting sick.
And
I wouldn't
then
know.
let me
They are.
ask you another question.
I
What's
don't
your
go
opinion
nowhere.
about the migrants in New York City? What's your opinion?
I think that America needs to stop letting the migrants in only because they don't want to take care of their own homeless. I think that when you start taking care of their own homeless that's already here, then let everybody in. But if you can't
I
even take care
agree.
of the people that you currently have, then why are you letting more people in that you now have to take
I
care of? It's not like you're letting these
absolutely
people bring
agree.
their own millions. Like what the fuck? And then not only are they not bringing their own millions, but now you also have to be paid from the taxpayer. So now our taxes go up.
Hmm.
Taxes have to even be made besides the taxes that we already have that are going up. They're
But you know
creating new.
what's so crazy? It's so many of us that don't have these conversations. You understand? Now that there's a black man to the table, the mayor, we got another black mayor, and I I hate that he got bamboozled. I hate that he
Yeah, he
let
did.
Biden.
They kicked the shit
He
out of him.
got bamboozled. Like how you come from Brooklyn and you let this man gas you? You let him gas you into letting
It,
all these people come over here and
it was
on these
worse.
buses. And he gonna sell you a dream of all these billions of dollars that he gonna give you. You come from Brooklyn. How you get bamboozled like that?
Yeah, it was hubris. Also, remember he told them to stop bringing the damn things. They just keep bringing the migrants on the buses. So now he's charging. He's gonna fine the bus companies X amount of dollars every time they bring a new busload of
But he
migrants
should
in.
have never do. He should have never threw his hat in the ring in the first place. He should have
Agreed.
just mind his business when they was
Agreed.
having that conversation in Washington.
He should have been
Instead
like
of
a real
saying,
New
"Hey,
Yorker.
hey, hey, we could do it. We could do it." What are you doing? What are
Mhm.
you doing? Are you kidding me with homelessness in New York?
But that also, just so we could be clear, that might have been how he's paying back his even being elected in the first place. Because let's be honest,
Listen, that you
he's not capable enough to do
politicians
that particular job.
politicians lie all the time. Politicians lie all the time. You understand? If he wouldn't have did it, then if he wouldn't have, kept that side of the deal, so what? Oh well. So what? Look what
Facts.
Biden did to you, yo. Biden bamboozled your ass. Let's just keep it a buck, yo. And
Biden,
then he turned around and
Biden.
said, "Oh yeah, that's like me saying, Jack, you know what? I got these kids over here. They get on my nerves. I'm gonna send two of them over to your crib, and while they coming over there, I'm gonna send them over there with $5,000. Just hold on to them for 2 months for me, and that should take care of you and take care of them for $5,000. And don't worry, I got you. I'm gonna give you another 5 racks, after the 2 months, just for you doing that for me." And I just sent them over there with the clothes on their back.
No bread.
And you
Had to be
call me and
just
you like Zig, what happened? I knew you were sending the kids, but what happened to the bread? Oh, I ain't go to the bank. I'm gonna go to the bank. I'm gonna get the bread. Don't worry. Now we here another week. Yo, Zig, what's going on with that bread? That's what
then
he did
then
to
and
him.
then and then called the cops on them and snitch because all of a sudden Adams got caught up in a situation. He caught a case all of a sudden in the middle of him. Remember, he said,
Yeah,
"Yo, I'm
yeah,
gonna
he
go
got a
down to
case.
DC," and then all of a sudden he caught a case that same day. He's supposed to go to DC. So that shit happened. Hey Zig, I'm gonna have to let you go
All right, yo. I'm gonna talk to you
because
next
I
week.
gotta go.
But I'll be peeking in on you tomorrow, whatever. See what you got going on in the morning coffee.
I'm gonna be well. Whenever you see me letting people come up, you can always come up on those opportunities also.
Yeah, but you gotta be checking to see who I am, and I don't know how to operate this thing, and my face on there and all of
Just
this
hit
other
me on
stuff.
Instagram. All you have to do is hit me on Instagram and let me know that you're coming up. That'll be fine
Why
enough.
you can't just know it's me, Zig? It's me, Zig.
Because they're gonna clown your page. They're in here right now. They in here right now cloning, thinking about cloning your page. Your page already cloned. Your page is
No,
100%
it's
cloned
not.
already. I'm
No, it's
pretty sure.
not. How?
They're planning on coming up in here tomorrow pretending to be you. I promise you.
That's crazy, Jack. That's
Watch.
insane, Jack.
Watch.
They can't clone me.
They're gonna clone your page
I'm
and
the
clone everybody's
Teflon
page.
Don. I'm
And
the
if I don't,
Teflon Don. Jack.
okay, they're gonna. You know what? Okay, why not?
And when they do, hit me on the gram and be like, "Yo, they did it.
Yeah,
Sis,
I
they
am.
did it."
That's what I usually do. Yeah, I do. They clone
But
every
all
single
right.
person that do donations. They've cloned every single one of their pages. Every single one, like over and over. I always got to deal with that because they always trying to run them away. So it is what it is. All right. So I'm gonna let you
All
go because it's
right.
time for me to eat dinner. I'm hungry as shit.
All right. Be good later.
Later. Appreciate you. Thanks for pulling up. Didn't know what this computer. So that was the Zigster. Shout out to the Zigster pulling up over here, talking to us, giving us all of the conversations. Definitely appreciate that. Um, I'm gonna let y'all go. I am hungry. I did not eat dinner yet. I had just came back into the crib and immediately turned on the show. Because we said so I'm gonna have Zigsta up once a week. I think she wanted Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm not specific on which day she want, but once a week we're gonna have her come up here. I might make that like a whole program. Let's see what we're gonna do. Maybe maybe the whole program. Remember, I would like to have a guest host on most nights. So maybe we'll have a situation. Because if I had like 5 admins, I would just have each night one of my guest hosts. You know what I'm saying? That would be dope. I only got one admin though. But I got 2 other people that could be part. Anyway, with that being said, I love y'all. Look, everybody have a beautiful night. If you got anybody still awake in your household, give them a hug. Tell them you love them. You don't never know what's going to happen tomorrow. Give people their flowers while they're still here. And remember, get some water in you before you wake up in the morning and after you go to before you wake up in the morning. Before you go to bed tonight and after you wake up in the morning, remember, glass of water, I promise you, it's going to help your body. Water makes the body be good. H2O. Also, whenever you're helping somebody else be the best of them that they can be, in that moment, you being the best you that you can be. So go out there and be great. Like, comment, subscribe. Join the notification gang. Hashtag Bronx Bombers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. And that's all I got on this one.